The energy transition really does take transformation.
All the different components that make up our industry are all represented here.
Really get away from like all the stress that we deal with and kind of just take a step back and collectively talk about how do we move the industry forward.
It's always good to find a small space where everybody can work collaboratively together, not too small, not too big, and I think EDPR has done a really good job of doing that.
It's been great welcoming them all, some old and some new faces, and I'm loving it.
It's been an incredible experience.